Right, Jack, how do you feel about the last couple of games then, and the fact that the team's been able to turn the form around?
I think there's been a lot of pleasing signs in many aspects of the last two games. I mean, the way we've dominated the ball, especially against a team like Mansfield, who are you know what they're about, and to go away to them and dominate the ball as much as we did was very pleasing. I mean, obviously the most pleasing point is the point, but we managed to back that up with another commanding performance against MK Dons, and again dominating the ball and showing both sides to his game, in the sense of we were ruthless in the first half, and then second half, yeah, we had less of the ball, but we had to show the other side of his game in terms of being resolute in defending and keeping him out of the box, and all the same things that go into keeping a clean sheet.
So how do you make this a consistent feature of the team now and enable you to go on an extended run of good results?
I think it's just breeding that confidence of what we have done in the last two games, is just keeping that, keeping the same standards, meeting the same standards, and keeping everything, in line with what we want to achieve when it comes to playing on a Saturday or a Tuesday or whenever it may be, is keeping, the goals that we have for the game in place and putting them into play on a game day.
The manager's just been talking about how he was actually quite pleased with the way the players reacted to fans chanting, "You're not fit to wear the shirt." And he said he's been around players in the past who would have gone, right, well, I'm not going to try anymore because I've heard that. But he feels that this team have really sort of responded to that. It's hurt them. They want to prove a point. Can you sort of give us a player's perspective on the mentality of this team and why it was important to prove that you do care and you are fit to wear the shirt?
I think it just comes down to a matter of, it's personal pride as well. Obviously, we knew as players on the pitch in that sticky spell that we had that it wasn't good enough, and it comes down to the characters of the group that we have here, who are good, honest, hard-working people who want to do well for this football club. And obviously, it hurts us as players. And obviously it hurts everyone, associated with the club when, there is days like that. But I think it just comes down to wanting to, to prove that it was just a little spell, and we've started to show that it was that based on the reaction, and that is the main thing, that we did show a reaction, and that again comes down to the character of the group, the character of the staff that we have, the unity that we have between us as a group and a staff, is that we're resolute, and we know the standards that we need to set. We have set in certain aspects of the season, and what we need to do to maintain them going forward.
It is a big deal, isn't it? Because you've not just, you've gone out there and you've given a response against two of the better teams in the league. It's not as if you've played two struggling teams, isn't it? So you've shown, I suppose, what you're capable of in these two matches.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have had, in terms of teams in the position of the league, we have had some tough fixtures over the Christmas period. But like I said, it's it might have been not expected. Maybe people thought we were going to go to Mansfield and just get turned over, but as a group people might think that's going to happen, but we know in this group and in this changing room that what we've got is enough to compete, and we went out there and showed it. And then the next thing then was obviously the next game and backing it up and going again, and obviously we did that against MK Don. So it's just the next thing is the next game. As cliche as it sounds, it's just ticking them off one by one, putting the things that we work in the training ground into a match day. The different kind of aspects of play that we want to implement into the game, and it's just tick them off one by one, and like I say, coming back to the standards, keeping them high, and going from there.
How have you found it so far at Doncaster?
I've loved it. I mean, obviously it's been a bit up down in terms of personally, and obviously then you come back to the performances. But I've loved it. There's not a lot more that I could ask for, in terms of the group coming into work and training with the lads. The effort and the attention to the detail that's given to us by the staff. You know, the hard work in the gym. You know, there's everything here that makes it just such a great place to come in and work hard. And I've obviously had my injury and stuff. That's behind me now, but that was tough. But in terms of playing, I've really enjoyed it. I think, you know, there was a few things to learn in the beginning of the season of, you know, what was required of me, and I think it's just, I feel like I'm just going from strength to strength in terms of enjoyment as well, and I think I'm starting to kind of show a little bit game by game of what I'm capable of.
And generally, do you think it's a case of, you know, this is a team, there's been a lot of new players coming in, there's 2 more players that have come in, that with a bit of time, that this is a club that it maybe does need that bit of time, Jack, but what if it gets that time, can turn the corner and can start to move things forward now?
I think so. I mean, there's been certain times in the season and certain games in the season for sure that people watching games back will have seen the quality that we've got within this team. You know, I mean, yes, there's been a little bit consistency lacking, but the thing about the games that we've had and we've shown in them moments is that we've got a very good squad in terms of quality and stuff. And when it does click, we're the side to be reckoned with. And I think it's just a matter of just getting it a bit more consistent.
What do you make of this game then? A Yorkshire derby, early kick-off on a Saturday, and what do you make of it against Harrogate?
I think it makes for an entertaining game. I think, you know, we don't underestimate anyone in this league. You know, Harrogate are a good outfit, and we've done our homework on them, and you know, we go into the game full of confidence off the back of the last 2 performances that we can carry that on, and you know, we've done our bit on the training ground to make sure we nullify their threats and we expose their weaknesses.